Mark Sponsler from StormSurf.com, and here's the surf forecast for the Hawaiian Islands for the week starting Friday, October 14th. Brought to you by your surf authority, expert advice, and friendly staff, Hawaiian South Shore. Be sure and hit the like and subscribe button. Ring the bell to get automatic notifications when the videos are posted, typically on Friday afternoons. All right, let's get to work. We're going to start on the South Shore because there is swell hitting there, and it sort of is still summer. All right, we're looking at buoy 239 off of Lanai. We're looking at all the energy that's hitting that buoy, and you can see nice pulse of energy, 1.5 feet at about 14.3 seconds. This is period of the swell in the water, 5 seconds, very short period swell wind chop, longer period energy up to 28, 33 seconds, really long, powerful energy. We don't have any of that, but we got nice moderate period and moderate size energy hitting the buoy at the moment. All that data is synthesized together. Primary swell is 2.4 feet at 13.6 seconds from 199 degrees. That's about 3.3 foot Hawaiian, double that for face heights. That'd be 6.6 feet. That's probably a little bit overstated, but it's certainly head high, maybe a foot overhead. So swell is hitting, and it is quite rideable. Where did that swell come from? So we go back to last Friday, the 7th of October. Little gale developed here. Oh, this is New Zealand. This is the southern hemisphere. South America, Australia, New Zealand, Ross Ice Shelf, and Antarctica. Little gale developed southeast of New Zealand, producing 21-foot seas aimed north, and actually a little bit more earlier. That is the swell that is hitting the South Shore now. As we go further in time, looking forward, did any other swell get generated? Because it takes about a week for swell to make it from this region, this is where all Hawaii's southern hemi swell gets generated, to reach up into the Hawaiian Islands. So you can look back in time and see what's coming in your direction. On Tuesday, the 11th of October, so about 3 or 4 days ago, another gale pushed under New Zealand, producing 26, 27-foot seas. A little bit of swell from that is going to radiate up as we get later into the work week, probably about Wednesday or Thursday of next week. And then another gale developed behind that, stronger than all the previous ones, on Thursday night, the 13th of October, into Friday, producing up to 31-foot seas. Now, at 155 west, that's the cutoff. The Hawaiian Islands are between 155 and 158 west. Once a storm gets east of that line, the swell, because it's radiating off to the northeast, won't make it to the Hawaiian Islands, won't recurve like backwards and get in. So the cutoff's about 180 degrees. So this is the portion of the storm that is generating swell for the Hawaiian Islands. And again, and that should arrive on Friday or Saturday of next week. So, is there more swell coming behind that? Well, we start looking off. Now, clearly that gale continued, but it was east of the Hawaiian swell window. Again, we keep looking in this area for 26-foot seas or higher. We're into Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. We're not seeing a whole lot. And the short of it is, as we get 180 hours out, week out, really nothing's happening. So the last blasts of summer, swells from that, are on their way north, but after that, it's pretty much over. So then we look north. The North Shore is also getting surf. In fact, let's take a look at the buoy. Wow, considerably more energy up north. That's pretty typical, though, because the reality is the storms in the North Pacific are a lot closer to the Hawaiian Islands, like, 1,500 nautical miles away, versus those in the southern hemisphere, which are like 4,000 to 5,000 nautical miles away. So it's not surprising to see more energy at the buoy. We see a spike at about 12 seconds, another one at 11, and some wind bump mixed in at about 9 seconds. But clearly a bit of energy at the buoy. All synthesized together, primary swell height, 8.2 feet, 11.9 seconds from 344 degrees, so northwest swell. That comes to 9.8 feet Hawaiian. That'd be like 18 or 19 foot on the face. Clearly it's not that big, but the swell is just coming up. In fact, you can see it here. Here's the calculated surf height as we go in time. You can see the swell just coming up. Actual swell sizes or wave face sizes are double overhead right now, maybe even a little bit more. I don't think we're going to get to 15-foot faces, but who knows, maybe right before sunset. Either way, there is swell. So where did the swell come from? Well, little gale developed. You're going to see it happen right here, and it wasn't particularly huge. But on Wednesday, 2 days ago, In the northwestern Gulf of Alaska, low-pressure system developed. Winds circulate counterclockwise around it, producing north winds and 19-foot seas right here, aimed south at the Hawaiian Islands, right in that area. Takes about, well, what is that? About 2 days off, and that's about right, seeing how it's Friday. So that system happened, and yet another system also developed right here on Thursday, a tiny little system producing 18-foot seas, also aimed south at the Hawaiian Islands. That swell is overlain with the more energetic system up to the north, so when we looked at the buoy, we saw a spike at 11 seconds and a spike at about 13 or 14 seconds. That's why you have those two spikes. Two different systems, swells overlapping, hitting as we speak. Now, we're going back in time just a little bit to yesterday. Another gale pushed off Kamchatka. This is, again, the Bering Sea, the Aleutian Islands. You have to have storms south of the Aleutian Islands. The Aleutian Islands block anything that's up further north of there. The Kuril Islands, Kamchatka, Russia, you get it. The system developed with 20-foot seas pushing over the international dateline, which is right there, and then falling southeast, targeting Hawaii quite well, and then continued falling southeast with 22-foot seas forecast. This is forecast now. Before, that was all confirmed data. That energy also going to arrive at the Hawaiian Islands. And yet, right behind that, another system is forecast on Sunday. Small little system. You can see it with 22-foot seas, 21-foot seas, and much closer to the islands, a bit rawer, more like a wind swell forecast coming in behind that. That system, of course, is supposed to explode a little bit as it gets into the northern Gulf, but that's going to completely bypass the Hawaiian Islands, mainly target the Pacific Northwest. And then behind that, a variety of other systems. Now, when you get like 5, 6, 7 days out on the models, can't really trust it, but it certainly looks like there is potential for more swell to follow. So let's put this all together. All right, we're going to start on the South Shore first because there is swell there. Saturday, just tomorrow, October 15th, background swell fading from 1.6 feet at 12 to 13 seconds. So 2-foot Hawaiian, chest high, something like that. And then fading more on Sunday down to 1.4 feet at 12 seconds early, 1.5 foot, so waist high. And then theoretically, not a whole lot on Monday and Tuesday. That doesn't mean there won't be swell. It's always waist high this time of year on the South Shore. So there'll be rideable waves. And then background New Zealand swell starts building on Wednesday to 1.4 feet at 15 to 16 seconds later in the day. 2-foot Hawaiian, chest high on the sets, and only goes up from there as we get into the early part of the weekend. So the South Shore and the Southern Hemi look to be continued active for a little bit, but after that, it's all going to be over. Let's look north. Now, bigger energy up here. On Saturday, North Shore, Gulf swell, fading from 4.9 feet at 11 seconds early. That's 5 to 5.5 foot Hawaiian. 10 foot's probably pushing it, but certainly 3 to 4 feet overhead. As we get into Sunday, the swell, North Gulf swell, continues fading, 2.8 feet at 10 to 11 seconds early. So 3 foot, maybe we'll say head high, something like that. Then on Monday, North Dateline swell starts building from 5.4 feet at 13 to 14 seconds. Later in the day, that's 7 to 7.5 feet. We're not going to say 14 foot, but certainly double overhead or maybe more. And then Tuesday, that starts fading from 4.1 feet at 12 seconds early, so 4.5 feet, a couple of feet overhead for sure. And then Wednesday, down even more to 3.6 feet at 12 seconds early, or, we'll say 2 to 3 feet overhead sort of thing on the face. And we know there is yet more swell behind that. So a wide variety of swells coming from both the south and the north. Make a honest assessment of your skills and then pick where you want to go surfing so you don't get in over your head and so that you have fun and enjoy yourself and don't get into trouble. It isn't worth that at all. All right, certainly surf on the South Shore pretty much for the whole next week and larger surf on the North Shore for all the next week. A longer-term trend, Southern Shore starting to fade out, maybe a week and a half from now, and the North Shore probably only working its way up. All right, lots of surf coming. Enjoy it. Do all your shopping at Hawaiian South Shore. They'll take care of all your surfing needs, and we'll do this again next week, same time. Be sure and hit the like and subscribe button. Get automatic notifications. We'll post the video again on Friday, and we'll see you next week. Enjoy, and we'll see you then.